We're live. We're live. We are live.
We like the party.
It is 2024, and we are here to find out more about what you are going to do with this glorious, wonderful 12 months, next 12 months.
Today we're going to talk about, what did you call it? Now that we passed the holidays?
Mm-hmm.
Now that we passed the holidays, today is January the 2nd. Now, I love how Lisa said it. I'm looking at 2024 as a year that we're going to pray more. Pray more for each other. Pray more for each other. And really, my word would be more in 2024 because it rhymes and we both like alliteration. Okay, but we're going to talk about it. We did a show last night where was it last night? Night before last, where we toasted out 2023. We waved goodbye to it. We're grateful for 2023, but we're excited about 2024. How about you?
We're going to talk about it back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Like. What's good? What's good? What's good? It didn't brew yet?
It's going though. How you feeling?
How you feeling?
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? That funky sensation.
That 2024 sensation.
You know anything about that jam?
Yes, of course.
That was like 7th and 8th grade for us. Well, at least for me. It was a jam back then.
Yes, it was.
Maybe there was somewhere here old enough to remember that.
Absolutely.
Can you feel it? That funky sensation. I didn't see what did you title today?
Now we are past the holidays.
Good.
What now?
I was banging the drum, baby, to my clients in November, that you don't have to throttle down in the holiday season. You could prosper during the holiday season. And we did pretty good, but even me, who was leading the charge about how profitable the week between Christmas and New Year's can be. And it was a profitable week for us, but even me, I found myself on certain days, baby, throttling back, taking a breather, wanting to take a breather. Maybe it's because we had to expend more energy because we had the added of traveling and entertaining and all that kind of stuff along with regular work.
Maybe. I want to put forth a suggestion.
Okay.
And it's not an accusation.
Okay.
It's a suggestion.
Brace yourself. That's what I heard. It's not an accusation, but brace yourself. Okay.
Is there a way for us to not revisit all of the things that we have to do before we do them and then revisit them again after we do them? It's almost as if
worrying ahead of time or something like that?
Worrying ahead of time and then re-worrying after you've already accomplished what's been done.
I don't know. I think there's something to be said about anticipation and to see it ahead of time, to see it before you achieve it.
I do.
I like to be able to imagine what's ahead or to look at what's ahead.
I get that in a positive framework, but oftentimes, like the day before you have a busy day, you already have a busy day in your mind.
You're right. She's right. If I can look at my calendar and see tomorrow I have a busy day.
So it's almost like you store up being exhausted.
Really, I don't know. Help me out here, because this might be an area for me. This might be an area where I need some help.
And then right before you go to bed, you revisit how exhausted you're going to be after everything. And then you revisit how exhausted you're going to be again after you've done it. I knew I was going to be exhausted.
Right, because I almost planned for it.
Planned to be exhausted.
Because I knew what my schedule was like.
Mhm.
I knew I wouldn't have that many breaks or that much time in between appointments.
Mhm.
But I also knew that I wanted to give every appointment my full efforts too.
Yes, so that first of all, preparing for it is one thing.
Okay.
Preparing for it is one thing. But planning for the negative elements of it. And
Planning
it's not
for the
only
negative
you,
elements.
there's me, it's that. So there are some people that I know when I talk to them, they're going to take everything I've got. Good morning, Shaki. She says, good morning, doing
what you
what
got
I
to do,
said.
because Shaki says, what did I miss? I want you to lay out.
This sounds like my kind of conversation.
I want you to lay it out again while I go grab my cup.
Okay.
Okay, lay it out again.
Hey,
what you're saying about
hey,
the
Miss
whole,
Vicky, Miss
the
Phyllis.
whole
Hey,
preparing,
Sister Sheila.
preparing for,
yes,
and revisiting it
absolutely.
before, during, and after.
Before, during, and after. So before Brian has anything that we have to do that might even be the slightest bit taxing, he prepares his mind that this is going to be taxing. And then he rehearses it in his mind, good morning, Uzama, that it's going to be taxing. And then after he does it, he reminds himself that he was taxed. So it's like it's like we get to triple down on the exhaustion. Because like right before you go to bed, you reiterate this tally of things that are going to exhaust you tomorrow, which leads me to believe that your dreams are going to be exhausting.
It's interesting. I'm not disputing it. It's interesting. Okay, so I want to push back because I want to give you an opportunity to respond. So I do, which everything she said, okay, I do look at my calendar and I anticipate my energy expenditure per appointment. Okay, like today, Lisa knew yesterday afternoon, and she got reminded last night what her husband knew he was going to have to do today. Okay, I got a full day, which I like. That's the other part.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's that
I
part
like
is bad.
having a full day.
The full part is not bad. Like the time that we visited, that we were going to visit the family, that was good.
Right.
But you were exhausted before we left.
Okay.
Because you had already dreamed about.
Right. Because I knew I was going to have to drive 3 hours here and 3 hours there and come back and all that. So I knew I was going to be. So you're saying I rehearsed the exhaustion so that
you could be sure to be good and exhausted.
So I wasn't surprised, for one.
Baby.
There's some positive aspects of that too. Let's catch up. Uzama says, good morning. Good morning, Uzama. Uzama, you get to be a regular.
Hey, Trivoli. Good morning.
Trivoli.
No. Sheila said, wait, isn't that counterproductive? Interesting indeed.
I'm not sure if it is or not.
So we're not going to put the charge out as to whether it's counterproductive or not, but I'm going to tell you what it is to me in just a moment. Shaki says, oh, yes. So you do prepare to be exhausted. You are consciously making an agreement to be exhausted.
And I think you're right. And I think Lisa's right.
It means being prepared.
Right.
But instead of being prepared, prepared, and period. No, it's prepared to be exhausted. And it's exhausting. I know, because it's exhausting for me. Sometimes I need a nap just from hearing what he's exhausted about.
I get it, but
good morning, Dr.
I don't see an alternative. Okay, because I think it's prudent, especially at my advanced age, to look at your day.
Absolutely.
Okay, I know I have 4 clients that are going to need this type of energy.
Absolutely.
And I got 1 client that's going to need this type of energy.
Nothing wrong with
that. And how much time do I have in between clients? Because it's important to me to give each client my very best efforts. And then when I look at my day, I think, and this is actually how I do it in the house, y'all. Okay, at some point in here, I'm going to need to eat.
You don't always think about that part. You just assume that it's going to be handled.
I'm going to have to eat something because I'm going to need some fuel. And it'd be nice to find a 45-minute block to take a nap. Okay, so I do rehearse it. No, is that rehearsing it? Is that rehearsing it? We're past the holidays. Today's topic is now that we're past the holidays, now what? But this is interesting to me about I don't know
Good
if it's a
morning, Miss
bad thing,
Phyllis.
baby, because what's the alternative? You're not going. Are you going to let your calendar surprise you?
No,
No.
you don't want it to surprise you, but you're fixating on it. The first time that you review it, you need to identify where I need to put more air at. You need to identify what do I need to prepare for? Where do I need to make sure that I have food for lunch and all these things. That's the first time that you do it.
Okay.
And then you fill those gaps, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. You rehearse it. And then after it's complete, there's going to be 2 or 3 more days that I hear about the exhausting 2 or 3 days ago.
Because I got other stuff to do. Maybe I might bring it up. This week I'm exhausted because on Tuesday I had to do such and such.
You would have to retain that information in order to bring it.
I'm not going to forget it.
No.
Dr. Beverly, good morning to you, my sister.
Good morning. So Shaki says, I know what you're talking about, Lisa. Joseph does it in a different way, and it gets on my nerves even before it happens.
Why? Come on. He has to do that.
This is confirmation for me to move forward with my mindset.
Interesting.
Consciousness coaching.
Interesting you say that, Shaki, because as I was sitting on the edge of my bed this morning, I was thinking 2 thoughts, okay? Mindset. I was thinking about advancing our mindsets this morning. I also told Lisa about a vision of a workshop I want to do too, right? You remember that this morning? Because I was inspired yesterday by something, maybe something Shanrika Crawford Benjamin posted. But I was thinking, because I've long held this belief. Lisa and I, when we first met, we were supporting expungement clinic in our office and all those kinds of things. And I saw these amazing adults letting their felonies hold them back. They were bumping their heads. They were getting turned down from jobs because they had felonies. And a lot of these felonies were because of crimes they had when they were children, 16, 18 years old. And now that they're 35, 40 years old, the stuff they did when they was young and dumb still hurting them, these felonies. So I had this vision of felons should be entrepreneurs. And I wanted to do a workshop where I help felons to clearly identify their current collection of gifts, skills, talents, and experiences, and how to package, present, and sell that to the world. How to help felons to take inventory of what they can do and what they want to do, and how to sell it to the world so that felons can be entrepreneurs. Because I believe felons should be entrepreneurs. Why frustrate yourself?
Returning citizens.
You can say returning citizens if you want to. Okay.
Dr. Beverly says, in my word from yesterday, I have to share with my family. This week will be a week for miracles.
Miracles.
2, this is the last time that you will ever see me like this.
Okay.
3, my God brother called me and said, girl, I wake up with you on my mind. I woke up with you on my mind, and God told me to tell you, Beverly Thomas, you have the green light. Let's go. Sorry, excited. Good morning, my beautiful, awesome family.
No need to apologize for that. Okay. Happier Today fan from William Brown. Good morning.
Happier today, William Brown.
Yes, Shaki. She says, that is a great idea, Brian. And I want to do it, Shaki, and I want to charge $25 for it. Because I don't want it to be cost prohibitive, but I don't want it to be free either. Because when people pay free for it, that's about as much respect as they put into it. But if they put a little bit of skin, like $25, okay, enough for lunch or whatever. So I want to do that, but I want to be in support of others who also want to take part in it, like different parts. There might be someone else. Maybe it could be a part of an expungement clinic or something like that, a part of it. Or maybe have some people, other things that could be. But I think it's a great idea, and I would love to do it, Shaki. Maybe you have an idea that you want to help me with it.
Our upcoming guest is actually an attorney, and she handles expungements, among other things, consistently in her business. I'm looking forward to having her on the show.
Farrah Mitchell. Maybe our partner. What's her name?
Farrah Mitchell. Farrah Mitchell on my birthday, the 12th.
We won't be here.
We'll still be having a show.
We'll still do the show, yes. We'll be out of town, But we'll still have a show. Yes, we will. We missed you guys yesterday on the first.
I didn't miss you.
I'm gonna tell you,
I love you.
we did a thing on New Year's Eve, a live New Year's Eve evening. Shaki, we was on the evening on New Year's Eve, and I said we're gonna do a show tomorrow. That was I said, but Shaki, our alarm went off. I woke up to turn it off. The smart speaker ran off. I turned it off, and then we stayed in the bed. And it was 9 a.m. before we both woke up again. What?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you had decided we were doing a show, I decided, okay, I'm not doing the show. That's why I didn't set that alarm. That's why but I also decided I'm not going to argue, because I am not going to argue in advance about something that I can either overlook or argue about later.
You don't want to argue in advance.
No.
There's something in here, baby. You got something with this thing here. I mean, you got something. There's some truisms in what you're saying. Shaki says, I agree. We set a different value on things that are free versus what we pay. Yes. And I've learned, because we did Shaki, we had an interesting experiment in my business last year. Instead of doing these free public webinars, I charged $9 for one of them, and it was the best attended one. More people were willing to show up for paying $9 than were willing to show up for free. Isn't that interesting?
Dr. Beverly says, Brian, I have a few things to share with you for felons that are eager to be entrepreneurs.
Oh, wonderful!
If your number is still the same, I'll text you some very.
My number's still the same.
Yes, it's still the same.
And you could also be part of the project, Dr. Beverly.
Well, Uzama says Peggy also helps with expungements.
Peggy who?
That. Peggy.
I am Prosperity.
Prosperity.
Really?
Yeah, Evans. And Uzama says Peggy helps with expungements. I love that idea about help ex-felons become entrepreneurs. Amen. And Shaki's laughing at you because you're funny.
I don't know why I said that was funny. Okay. But
I wasn't gonna lie. I mean, I wasn't gonna fight. William Brown said, can you consider removing the felons label?
I can consider.
I believe that it is one thing that will hold them back. You can use the language to invite people with those experiences, but no longer carry that label.
I agree. I get it. Felons, ex-cons, they do carry heavy negative connotations. Okay. But I'll tell you, William Brown, it was like a cover had been removed from my eyes when the last expungement clinic that Lisa and I attended. I saw great people in the room. The room was packed, by the way. I saw great people.
I hosted it at the Empowerment Center.
Yes, but these were wonderful people with wonderful stories, William Brown. This one lady, I always tell the story about her. She was like 35, 36, and she shoplifted when she was 16. And it still haunts her.
Yeah.
It was still haunting her. Okay.
Sheila says that's a great idea for the uplifting of our community.
Amen.
Yeah, and Shaki says that was Lisa, and that was funny.
Okay.
What?
I don't know what you said that was funny, but go ahead. A lot of young felons had bad representation. Yes, bad representation, bad circumstance, whatever it was. Okay.
Dumb circumstance.
Or no money.
Silly 14-year-old.
Or no money. That money will get you in trouble too.
Niece stole a mascara from a CVS or a Rite Aid or Walgreens or whatever, and it went on her permanent record.
That's mischievousness, and that's punitive for it to be on your permanent record at age 4. So a crime you committed at 14. Now, if her family was moneyed up and hired an attorney, it would not have been on her record. They would have got rid of that. But a lack of money a lot of times hems people up. This is not where I wanted to take the show today. I wanted to take the show with, now that you're past the holidays, now that you're blessed with the gift of a new day, you are blessed to see a new day. All you have is air and opportunities. You are past the holidays and you could do your thing. like a chicken wing on a string. I don't know what that means, but that was something that rhymed that we used to say. I'm gonna do my thing like a chicken wing on a string.
He got older overnight.
I did. So did you. So did you. We all got older overnight.
Yes.
I watched football last evening. I watched the CFP college football playoffs. They had 2 games on last night, and they both were awesome to watch. Both games were highly entertaining to me. I watched the first game started at 5, the second game started at 9, 8:45, 9.
Sheila said, "Oh yeah, off topic. Did you see the documentary?"
I started watching Paulie Murray, and I probably watched 20 minutes of it, and it was informative, but it didn't hold me. So I just decided I'll come back to Paulie Murray. I appreciated her growing up. It was interesting how she had to, because she considered herself non-binary, and how she had to travel the railways as a boy, as a man, to make herself look like a man, because it's not safe for a woman that's not married to be traveling jumping on the trains. Because she was born, she graduated in 1933. The born was something in 1933, which was the height of the Great Depression in this country, which was the worst time for her to be. No, she wanted to become a teacher in 1933. That was the worst time for that. But anyway, it was a very, very interesting, but it didn't hold me past 20 minutes. Sheila.
Shaki said that fill-in title, holding people in a pattern, is the same thing as thinking you will be exhausted because you'll have a full day.
I don't know if it's the same thing, but I can see your point. And we could go back to that now. The proper way of calling them is returning citizens. That's the politically correct way. Okay? Returning citizens. Lisa often reminds me, call them returning citizens. And I understand that. I'm not convinced that preparing mentally to be my best is a bad idea. That's like an athlete that has a game coming up tonight or tomorrow night. He has to, and he knows who he's going to play against. I'm going to guard Shai Gilchrist. I know he's a great player. Yes. I got to prepare for this great player that I'm going to have to be equal to the task.
So there's still a small mindset shift that I want to encourage you to have. And I think Shaki is really landing on. She said, you could believe that having a full day of appointments energizes you, and then you will have a different outcome.
Okay. I'm going to talk about that too. Let's catch up. William Brown says, there are many parts of our identities that hold us back. Felons is a societal one. The more we acknowledge that, what parts of us that are holding us back can help us become free. I love that, William Brown. Shaki says,
those athletes kick it after a game. They aren't exhausted.
Interesting. When Lisa and I was first getting together, we were doing workshops. Actually, the first workshop that she saw me do, there was a guy there that was a breathing expert. He came to the evening event, and then he ended up becoming my client. Lisa was there for the morning workshop and the evening workshop, and then he became my client. And he watched me perform a 3-hour workshop with full energy. And he said to me, Shaki, when he's my client, he says, Brian, I've watched you do your workshops a couple of times now. And he says, some people, as they're speaking and doing long workshops like that, they get tired near the end. You, Brian, you get energized. It's like your breathing gets better when you're doing long workshops. And I've heard other people observe when I'm giving talks or workshops, and Lisa can tell you this too, Shaki, I can be tired before I give the workshop, but when I give the workshop, the energy's there. It's like the lights come on. So I relate to what you're saying. It does energize me while I'm doing it, but I'm not going to stay doing it all day. I'm going to end that workshop at some point, and I'm going to feel a certain way. Sheila Gothard says,
do you feel yourself doubling down on your decision to do it the way that you're doing?
Do I feel myself doubling down on my decision? Yeah. I'm attempting to probably, baby, what I'm doing is defending the way I feel, but I'm open to the idea that if there's a better way that I can accept, I will embrace that too. I'm not yet convinced that replaying it and preparing my exhaustion even is a bad idea yet. Let's catch up. Sheila says,
It sounds like you want to say you're open to it, but that you just feel like those are the right words, but that you're already decided that this works for you.
I've heard what you said. I've heard what Shaki says. I heard what Sheila said. I heard what Dr. Beverly said.
It may work for you, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just telling you what I'm observing right now.
Okay. Sheila says,
when I have a full day of doing what I enjoy, energy. When I have a full day of doing what I enjoy, it energizes me. I'm going to add that word.
Okay.
It energizes me. Shaki says he has agreed to feel how he feels. Let him have it.
I get
That's
that too.
Exactly
I
right.
appreciate what Lisa just said. She's observing. Have you noticed yourself doubling down on your decision to feel like this ahead of time and all that kind of stuff? But she's right, because maybe it works for me. Maybe just it works for me.
It might. Hey, Heavenly. Good morning, my beautiful cousin.
Good morning, beautiful cousin. First day of the year, Lisa chose to bring out a shoulder, y'all.
Actually, I bought several blouses and shirts, and all of them have this type of collar because this is the best type of collar for me. And I also made a decision because I realized that I can sew and I can design. And part of the problems that I've been having has been with the frustration of finding what looks good on me. And you don't always get what you pay for because they say one thing and it comes back another thing. But then I realized that I don't have to. I just go buy some material and I will make what I want.
What is a skill that average women used to have that they no longer have?
I still have it.
The ability to sew. Lisa can sew. She can really sew. I bought me a chair, a small chair that's kind of like pleather or like that kind of material for my side of the bed. But after a shower, I didn't like how that felt. I wanted a cover for it. I was like, man, I was hanging sheets over it, and then that would fall off, or towels over it. It just wasn't good. And my loving wife saw her husband had a need for a cover for this small chair. It wouldn't fit traditional, like you couldn't go to Walmart and buy a cushion, a single chair, a slip cover for that. It wouldn't work because it would be too big. The chair was small, but just enough to fit, but it was nice. So, it had back and it rocks and it has swivels and all that. I like the chair. So Lisa bought some materials, Sheila, and measured it out and created and cut and sewed a cover that fits perfectly over my little chair. And that required some skills. I appreciate you for that, baby. Thank you.
Jacques said he has heard it and defended his position. Reminds me of a quote. When you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them.
Well, that's that.
I was just trying to hear if I'm done with it, because I'm done with it.
Good morning, Katura. How you doing?
Katura. She said, so that's right, I can sew.
She can sew. That's the answer to the riddle. What is that women used to be able to do they can no longer do? Sew is one of them. William Brown says,
one of the main change is difficult because we can only do what we currently believe about our doings. Many of us won't risk the possibility of change not working out.
That's the other thing, William Brown. I appreciate you saying that. This seems to work for me.
And and that's wonderful, but here's what I've decided. It doesn't work for me. And so it exhausts me. I don't think anybody else understands the level of exhaustment that I get from the before, during, and after soliloquy of the exhaustion. You don't have to tell me.
Yes, I do. Who else am I tell?
You could tell me.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing like when we're driving on highways. I can't stand people driving slow in the far left-hand lane. And I can't stand dumb drivers. And I feel like it's my job to note all of these things. So you're there, baby. I'm like, Lisa, look at this. Lisa, look what they're doing, baby. Look. She don't want to look.
Peggy,
She don't want to look at him.
Double three rows in the Instagram. Thank you for tuning in. Hey Tony, 543 53431. Good morning, and Miss AKB Phillips. Thank you for joining us on the gram. We can see your comments over here.
Peggy, you got shouted out this morning by Brother Uzama. This morning. He says, "Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well, Peggy." Uzama shouted you out. Good
morning, Dr. Deborah. How you doing? Main reasons. One of the main reasons. Yes, I think we got it. William, thank you so much. And Sheila says, "Nice sewing is a great skill."
Yes, it is.
I don't have enough patience.
Who said they don't have? Oh, Sheila. She don't have enough patience for sewing. But Lisa can sew. Shaki says, "You get to tell someone else, Brian. Can you respect her? You get to tell someone else, Brian. Can you expect her position of not wanting to hear it?" See, this is a problem, okay? Because I gotta tell her. What am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to tell it to? I gotta tell it to Lisa. She's in the car. And why does that tickle me? Why does that tickle me? That I know I'm going to. And this is another thing too. When we know we're going to be up and down the highways, whether we going to Raleigh or Atlanta or wherever we're going, if we're going up and down the highways, I know that you budget too. You know too. We got to leave at a certain time so that we're not in anybody's rush hour traffic. Any of the cities along the way, we don't want to be in anybody's rush hour traffic if we can help it. But if we can't help it, we're going to be in someone else's rush hour traffic. We know there's going to be impediments. We know there's 7 fools that you're going to have to deal with in every hour. There's about 7 of them that you're going to have to deal with, okay, or avoid or get around, okay, every hour. So it helps my driving, and maybe William Brown is right. This is me. I'm holding on to it. It helps my driving to note this stuff. This dude is doing 65 in the far left-hand lane. He's got a trail of 8 cars. He is holding up traffic for everybody. He's impeding everybody. Look at this baby. Look at him.
I don't choose.
And my loving, beautiful wife is being patient. She's looking at her tablet. That's what she wants to do. She wants to watch her show. Okay. She wants to watch her show. That's the main
reason why I'm watching my
so tablet. That you're not watching me doing that. Okay. That's what you want to do. Okay. And I get it. You got to protect yourself. Heavenly says.
Right. Good morning and Happy New Year.
Good morning.
And she says Happy New Year's. I think you're doing Happy New Year's to aggravate me.
Why? You think she's doing
It's not a Happy New Year's. This is not 22, 23, 24. This is 24. 1 year. It could be Happy New Year's Day. That's apostrophe S.
Why do you think she's doing that to aggravate you?
Because she knows me. She knows me.
So you think she's trying to aggravate you by that? Okay.
She knows me. She knows me.
I've had this pain in my neck, and I'm not going to be the old men that when they walk, they can't turn their neck. They got to turn all the way around. What'd you say, young man?
Hey, Malik. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining. That's right. Sheila says 1 year. Anyway, so I don't want to hear his traffic play-by-play up to the minute review of all the traffic. And I also don't want to see how close I am to the other cars that he is frustratingly bullying out of the front position.
I do not bully cars. I am a defensive driver. I want them to know they're being stupid right now and get out of the way. That's how I reframe it, William Brown. I reframe it that I'm not bullying. I'm just letting them be. Maybe they didn't know they were being stupid. I had to let them. I wish there was a way I could type on the dash and a big sign comes up and that they can read, "You are driving like an ass, move over." Okay. Oh, I must be driving like an ass. I need to move over. I wish there was a way I could communicate with them.
KT says that's Tarnez line defensive driving.
That's what I'm doing.
An opinion changed against his will
is of the same opinion still.
So I am not going to waste any breath. He's decided everything that he's already decided about a lot of things. Shaki says, I was extremely bothered by my husband's long distance driving. Uh,
Brung late, etc.
I would be fussing and he still do him. So I said, I won't drive with him long distance. I will fly. Now we are on the same page.
Well, 3 hours, 4 hours, you could drive that. As far as we drive it most of the time. Sometimes we have to drive 6 hours. Okay, well, most of the time.
I'm never driving 6 hours again.
You have too driven 6 hours.
I said again. Did
Did
anybody else hear that? I'm never driving 6 hours again. Did you hear that part?
We have done it several times.
I said again.
When we go to DC, that's 6 hours.
I said again.
When we go to Virginia Beach, that's 6 hours.
I'm not driving it again, ever. Not ever. I cannot be in the car with you for
that
amount of time.
Baby, please.
No.
You can't be in the car with me that long. Come on.
No.
Yes, you can. That's one of the reasons why I married you.
Yes.
You know how to be in the car.
Young.
You were
I was young and supple then.
You're not young and supple no
I'm
more?
hard and brittle.
Oh, wow. Did y'all hear what she just said?
That's right.
She's no longer young and supple.
No,
She's
not.
hard and brittle?
Absolutely.
Who wants hard and brittle?
Oh, what are you saying?
Be young and supple. Did you hear her say shit? She used profanity. Oh, I can't believe you, baby. You was young. I can't believe you played a brother like that. You played me. William Brown.
Brian, will you consider to ask yourself why you show up that way in the car and what it is saying about you? Will you consider it?
I don't have a good reason not to consider it, and I think I would consider it, William Brown. See, that's a better tack, actually, because thinking, okay, Brian, what are you showing up? How are you showing up? Before you get in this car, Brian, how are you choosing to show up? Are you choosing to be annoying to your wife? Are you choosing to not be annoying to your wife? Or is that even a consideration for you? Are you choosing to consider how you show up? It's a good question, William Brown. Thank you, sir. Shaki said, being. Dr. Deborah laughed at something. Probably something Lisa said. Dr. Deborah says, no more 6 hours plus. We could do it with another driver in the car. Maybe that's what we need, a buffer. A buffer. Somebody else I could tell it to.
If someone would understand that all I need is to sit in the back seat.
You can't sit in the back seat.
Well,
you're the wife.
I'm sorry.
You got to sit in the front seat. Okay. I don't have nobody else in the front seat.
Listen, I don't care.
You can't. I'm not your Uber. Sheila says,
I won't ever understand those that get upset at drivers. The other drivers are unbothered at you, and your blood pressure is up, leading to an early death.
I don't want to lead to an early death. I don't want my blood pressure going up. But
hey, Jay, good morning.
And you know what I just did? I read what Sheila said, and then I gave her rhetoric. I read it out loud, and I read it to myself, and then I said, but that cancels out. That's rhetoric. When people say, but what they said before the but they don't really buy or believe, and what they say after the but is what they really believe. So that's something that you guys should pay attention to.
Peggy said, I refuse to complain about Uzama's driving. I love the fact that he does the long distance driving. So
see, now that's another side. You shouldn't complain about it. Okay.
I love the fact that he does the driving. I just wish it didn't come with commentary and extreme measures.
Well, that's part of it. You love the fact that I do the driving, but you wish there's one part of it that you wish it didn't come with. But it does. Okay. Happy New Year, Brother Jay Mattier.
So to use that same logic.
Because that makes sense to me.
Okay. Keep all of that energy.
Mm-hmm.
To use that same logic, you love everything that is in this package.
You.
Everything.
I do.
There are some things that come along with it that may not necessarily make sense to you.
Certainly.
But if you want to get with this, you got to get with that.
I'm with that, though. I'm willing to do that.
No,
you got to be just as willing.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you
yes,
don't.
I do.
Shaki says, William Brown is Yoda. Brian can receive or hear William Brown. That's absolutely true.
Where did she say that? I don't even see it.
You can't see what you don't want to see. It's right there.
Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is. Okay.
Jay, good morning. Did you get my text?
I can hear anybody who can bring it right. See, this is how I said this all along. Maybe my whole adult life I felt this way. if two parties argue a position competently, if they both present their case competently, a truism will come out. And maybe because I hold on to that, because I want both sides to present competently. Okay.
William Brown says, I think 6 hours is in the car is our limit also.
Yeah.
My navigator goes to sleep for at least an hour, which is helpful. Greg,
So maybe that might
morning.
be the thing too. Greg, good morning.
No, I can't sleep in the car because he doesn't want to hear a yawn or a snore.
Well, you can't do the yawning, baby. That's not fair to the driver. How about that? I'm driving the car, trying to get us someplace, and I hear, oh, that's not fair because yawning is the most contagious thing. You can see somebody in the supermarket down the end of the aisle yawning, and you'll want to yawn. Okay, that's not fair to the driver.
If I sat in the back seat, you wouldn't hear my.
You
yawn.
can't sit in the back seat.
Greg, good morning. Happy New Year to you as well. New Year.
I'm not a chauffeur. I don't got the hat or nothing.
Jay said it's always nice to have conversations around long distance driving. Makes it
now. One thing that we do that works for both of us sometimes is we choose what we want to hear. Like we could choose to put on a stand-up comedy set or a comedian, or we could choose to learn something. Like we could learn something on YouTube, or we choose to have a sermon, hear a sermon. Those things tend to work out for us. Would you say? Would you agree that they work out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they work out because they're chosen because I know that they will accommodate both of us.
Right.
Absolutely.
Shaki says, I am tickled today.
Y'all got me rolling.
With exclamation points.
Hey, George Allen.
What? Shaki Katura says, I be out. Snoozing and snoring, mouth open.
That's what I'm saying.
Not
That's
fair.
what I want.
Not fair.
That's what I want.
Happy New Year, George Allen, a.k.a. Chef Rev. It's 9:41. Time sure flies.
When you're having the fun.
Shaki, let me tell you about all the stuff that I got to do today. And then I'm going to tell you how I'm going to feel about it. And then I'm going to tell you about it after I did it. How about that, Shaki? Jay Maddie says, listen to something, not just each other. You know, I was watching an old Dave Chappelle last night as I was preparing for my shower, brushing my teeth and all that. And he was saying, he gave young people that get married the same advice. He says, when people tell me they're going to get married, I always give them the same advice.
Which is?
And the advice he gives them is, get a dog. He says, get a dog because the dog is going to always love you. She's not going to always love you. So get a dog. That's his advice to married couples. We don't have a dog. So you got to hear all my stuff, baby. Okay.
Talk to your fish.
I like my fish. I do talk to my fish. I like my fish.
Talk to Penelope. She needs some company.
That's your thing. Your plant, her plant's named Penelope. She keeps that.
Kimberly,
the plant has been alive for years.
Mm-hmm.
It's been alive for years, but it almost dies all the time. It doesn't die, but it almost dies. Because that's how she keeps it.
I think if I give her too much attention, she'll get I don't know.
It's probably sturdy now.
Because she'll get weaker.
She'll get weak. Kimberly was out. Rouse Eccles. I want that dinner with you guys. Let's schedule. We go out. We'll go to his homes. Something. Let's do it, Kimberly.
Hey, George Allen says, get a pet rock.
Can you believe a pet rock was a great idea?
I have a pet rock, actually.
Yes, it is.
It's a beautiful
and
rock.
She keeps it on her desk.
And I keep it, and I talk to it, and I hold
it's
it
very
when
pretty.
I need to.
What is it? Do you know what it is?
Yes.
I'm sure you do.
It's amethyst.
Amethyst. And she keeps an amethyst rock on her desk.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
George Allen, I still have my can that's on my desk too. It's right up in the corner, the upper left-hand side. He gave me a gift. One night when I was at the comedy club, he gave me a gift, a can of pussy.
Really?
That's what it says on the can. It's a can of pussy. So Lisa has her pet rock.
We've talked about this before.
I've got my can of pussy on my desk. And I'm never going to open it. I'm going to always keep it on my desk. Kimberly Rouse Echo says, yes, we must set that up. When your husband gave me the idea, Kimberly, I got excited about the idea. So I wanted to do it, but weeks have come and gone now. Let's make it happen. It's time for us to do what we do. We love, love, love spending time with you. If we tickled you, that's great. Let it go in 24. Okay. I'm thinking more in 24. We're going to pray more in 24.
Instead of 4. I like 4.
Well, better. I had to make it rhyme. Let it go in 24. So if I said let it go in 24, it wouldn't have flowed quite as well. So, but one of the things we do as a staple of this show is we say thank you. And the way we say thank you is with greeting songs and with greeting logos. And we're going to do it right now. Up first today was Sheila Gothard. She's got a greeting song and it goes,
Sheila, Sheila, storms are brewing in her eyes.
Oh, that's Sheila Gothard song.
I love it. Shaki, baby.
I had to get a little sip of water. And guess who's back?
Back
again.
Again.
Shaki's back.
Back.
Tell a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Shaki's back. Shaki's back. Shaki's back. Shaki's back. Shaki's back. I created a monster. Let me tell you another cool thing about you guys showing up as regularly. Listen to Sheila. We just did 2 songs. Sheila and Shaki. We get an idea of your personalities. We get an idea of them. And I like you both. I like your personalities.
Sheila says, oh, along with us every day. That's her part.
Oh, Uzama, let's find you a jam.
Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
So clear the way.
Miss
Phyllis is here. Now we could
here.
all have a great day. If y'all didn't know, Miss Phyllis is one of the OGs of this show. I mean, she was here from the beginning. I mean, we going into 8 years. Miss Phyllis was here from the beginning.
Did you get a new song for Triple E?
I didn't have a new song for Triple E, but
I still be trying to rehearse Stephanie's song with her song.
Well, help me find one. Triple E, help us find a jam for you because you deserve your own. Triple E flows so well. That's why I keep doing it. But it's not fair to Stephanie. You're right. Okay. Sheila Gothard, we did her. Oh, we did Shaki, we did Miss Phyllis. Dr. Beverly's another OG of the show. If y'all didn't know, Dr. Beverly's been here at least 7 years on this show. She's an OG. She's an original gangster with this show. Her logo goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. OG Dr. Beverly.
He blows my eardrums out with her song.
You got to prepare yourself, baby.
I tried to prepare
because you know it's coming. That's maybe we didn't even explore that side of it. The driving thing, Lisa knows what's going to go on. She just has to prepare herself too. We didn't even explore that side of it. You know what your husband has to do to get us there. Okay, you got to prepare yourself. Would you consider preparing yourself before we take on such an endeavor? Because we're going to keep driving some places. Would you consider what does it take for you to prepare yourself?
What does that mean for me to prepare myself?
I don't know, but
I'm a passenger.
Yes, but you also said there's parts of the drive that you don't like, and you don't want to drive with me longer than 6 hours anymore.
And I'm not going to drive with you longer than 6 hours.
Yes, you will, baby, because we have to go places.
Not 6 hours.
Okay. Will Brown has a song.
I will fly ahead.
You're not flying ahead. You're flying with. Will Brown has a jam too.
No, because you got to bring the car.
I'm not bringing the car unless you coming. Will Brown has a song too. Good morning to our friend Will.
Nobody thinks like him still.
We love him so, and we always will.
Our friend Will.
Let me tell you guys, I got a 10:30 appointment, so that gives me 30 minutes. This is me previewing. I got 30 minutes from the time this show ends till my presentation starts to get me some breakfast. Okay, to get me some breakfast. So I could go down the stairs, root around the kitchen, try to figure it out. Man, I would love to make grits, but I don't make grits as good as Lisa makes grits. She makes them really, really good. So I would love to have, I like the consistency of her grits, the way she makes them, and it typically doesn't take her longer than like 5 or 6 minutes to make the grits. So
I beg to differ. I've never made a 5-minute grit.
You take pride in your grits. No self-respect in Southerner would make instant grits. Does water take longer to get into a grit on your stove? But anyway, let's keep scrolling.
I cannot with you. I just cannot. I don't even know what to say.
Katura has a jam too. You don't know what to say?
I don't know what to say because today I'm going to take my granddaughter to college, her last year.
Can you believe that, William Brown? She's going to leave me for the whole day. I'm going to be stuck at home
not the whole
by
day,
myself.
just until 3 o'clock.
Oh, by myself. Anyway, Katura, who goes next? Katura has a jam too. And it goes, back to life, back to Katura Green.
However do you want it?
However do you need me?
Do you need it?
Kimberly Rouse Eccles says, I agree. Any more than 4 to 5 hours in a car, I want to fly. Jay Mattier says, hint, hint, hint about something. Yeah, you start hinting about you need to prepare yourself, Lisa.
I prepared him by telling him about my upcoming day.
You did, but you got to, yes, you did tell me.
I did. I reiterated
Peggy,
it
we need a jam for Peggy. I Am Prosperity. We need a song for you, Peggy.
I just didn't.
I never went. Heaven Lee, you need a song too. Scroll, baby.
I'm scrolling.
Dr. Deborah has a jam.
Dr. Deborah, trauma healing and manifestation coach.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's talking about the grits. Yes, those was hints. Oh, we love Jill Scott. That line in her song, woke up early when she's singing about her day, but she has this line, made me some breakfast, toast, 2 scrambled eggs, grits. That's my part.
Do y'all pray for me?
It tickles me every time I hear it.
Do y'all pray
Greg,
for me?
Greg, you deserve a jam. You deserve a jam, Greg.
Jay Mattier was good.
Jay Mattier should be easy to find a jam.
It should be.
Mattier, we can find a jam for Jay Mattier. We can.
Chef Rev,
also known as George Allen, he has a jam too because he has a successful catering business. And it goes, why must I cook like that? Why not hire Chef Rev?
He puts the good food in me.
Nah.
He told you to get a pet rock.
Yeah. Anyway. Kimberly Rouse Eccles, you deserve a jam. We're going to have a bunch of new jams this year.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to it. I'm telling you, it is 9:51. Time to get this day going, zone. Got plenty to do, plenty to see. Don't forget, today is Tuesday. So at 7 p.m. tonight, you want to connect with both me and Brian individually for Male Empowerment Network and Women Empowerment Network.
The first one of the year.
Is this the first one of the 10th year?
We started in 13.
So it's the 11th year.
We started in 2013. Okay, August of 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the 10th year that we've been doing it. So we're going into the 11th year of Male Empowerment Networks and Women Empowerment Networks. It just seems, wow, we started that in 2013.
Before we even knew each other.
Yeah, but not, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I started in August 2013. Lisa did too. She started in Charlotte. I started in Greensboro. Mm-hmm. But the same things, same kind of things.
Absolutely. And so I'm experiencing some consistent trouble with our websites. They will be resolved before it's time to register, and I'll send out an email. Brian will send out a text. You'll be able to connect with everything the same old original way, but just know that there's something going on right now that I've been resolving and re-resolving, and I'm going to give them what for today.
Another skill Lisa has, y'all. Not only can she sew and cook, she's also technical. She's also our IT department in this house. We got to get out of here.
We love you. We mean it. Look forward to seeing you.
Love you and mean it, yes.
Absolutely. Look forward to seeing you on tomorrow or tonight at Women Empowerment Network.
Or Male Empowerment
Network.
Networks.
And don't forget, have sex. It's very important. It's good for you.